Live on a sunny and warm Thursday morning in Northeast Ohio. Panic has ensued. Everybody thought I was dead because we were supposed to be on at 8:30.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I overslept. I don't even set an alarm because I always wake up like 7:30 the latest. But I usually wake up in the 6s every morning.
The hell's wrong with you, man?
And like once every 6 months, I will sleep late. And usually when I do that, my wife has set the alarm or my son is up, whatever. But it was a weird confluence of events. I guess I'm going to have to start setting an alarm.
I could never, ever not set an alarm. If there's something that I have to be up for,
yeah,
I'm setting an alarm. Like I set an alarm even if I don't have to be up for something, like just in case. It's
crazy because I'm never late. I don't know. It's weird. I'm getting old. I guess things got to change.
Well, you can't say you're not. You can't say you're never late because you were late today.
That's right. No, I'm never late until this last month. I was late once for UCSS, and now I'm late for the podcast. It's unacceptable.
The hell's wrong with
God, I got to start setting an alarm, I guess. Usually my body knows just time to get up. I've trained
Maybe
it.
Your body today. Excuse me. Your body is changing.
I guess so. But anyway, here we are. Better late than never, I guess. Thank you for joining us. And, I don't know. It's that weird time of the year. We got the All-Star break coming up, the slowest week in sports. Although, we did a 5-hour show during COVID remotely, so nothing could be slower than that.
Don't remind me.
Those were dark times. I was just talking about that recently because not only was there nothing to talk about, especially that first month, but, at the time, a lot of our sponsors went away. So we went from being on the air for 42 minutes.
No commercials.
Yeah, to like 57 minutes of, Korean
Remember we used to have like 7-minute breaks, and then during COVID, we had it was like 20, and then like 2 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 2 minutes. Oh, yeah, it was dark times. And eventually I was talking Korean baseball. I mean, that was all we had for a couple of weeks. Oh man. But anyway, we don't want to get into that. There's plenty to talk about. We remain on LeBron Watch 2026. Yesterday there was a report, Dustin, by Shams, saying that it was down to 3 teams, the Cavs, the Heat, and the Sixers. Steph Curry said something about the Warriors still being in the mix. We know Shams is very connected, right? He's just not, he's the most connected NBA guy. So if he's saying it, he's not making that up. He's got it from somewhere that somebody's saying that. So could you see him going to Philly?
I personally could not see him going to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think that at this point, I got to say, if he doesn't end up in Cleveland, I would be shocked. Shocked.
Just because it's taken this long?
It's just taken this long.
Yeah.
And I was watching, I think it was Windhorse this morning on ESPN saying Cleveland's the only team that has sort of made some concessions to, show LeBron. No one's talking to, apparently nobody from LeBron's camp is talking to the teams. And, Philadelphia made the move for Jaylen Brown, which obviously is a big move, but they didn't make that move for LeBron. They made that move to make them better,
Right.
And, the Cavs have done some things. James Harden's sort of waiting to see what LeBron's doing so that he can, structure his contract accordingly.
Right.
So I don't know. All of the stuff that you've seen over the weekend, just LeBron being around town. I know he's always back this time of year, but this just feels a little bit different. The way that he's been talking to people and the things that you've heard from people that have seen him. I just, like I said, I'd be shocked if he's not coming to Cleveland.
You would be, huh?
I would be. I'd be shocked. And I think I might even be more disappointed than the first time. As crazy as that sounds, because
Yeah.
like it just feels like there's no other teams that are showing a viable option that are in play. Like nobody has mentioned the Spurs really outside the first couple of days. Nobody has the Warriors has died down. It seems like it's kind of just down to like Philadelphia, Cleveland. There was another team in the mix
Heat.
too. The Heat,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess the Heat would make a little bit of sense
Yeah.
because he's been there, he's won titles there, he's comfortable with Pat Riley. But if it's not the Cavs and it's not the Heat,
Yeah.
I'd be
I
shocked.
mean, the argument for Philly is that I would say they're probably right now a better team than the Cavs. I mean, it's on paper. Who knows? But that's the argument. Now, does LeBron want to go to a fourth team? We could say that doesn't make sense, but we have no idea what he's thinking on that.
Why? I mean, why would you, if you're LeBron, would you want to go to the fourth team? Like, why would you want to go play somewhere else? Why would you want to, like, LeBron went to Miami. He did the whole villain thing. He was criticized.
Yeah.
I get it. But he won and all that. Like, if he goes somewhere else, he's not guaranteed to win.
No.
So it's not like he's going to be vindicated if he goes to Philadelphia unless they win a title.
Right.
Odds are he's probably not going to win in Miami. Honestly, the odds are he's probably not going to win wherever he goes. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
The odds would be against no matter where he goes.
Right.
Him winning.
But I think with Cleveland, Miami, or Philly, the Cavs are or any of those three teams would be one of the favorites in the East. I agree with you. They're not going to be the favorites. And maybe if he signs with Philly or even the Cavs, they'd be the second favorite in the East behind the Knicks. I don't think LeBron would be a villain if he goes to Philly just because he's at his age. I can't see him being a villain. I think there's no way he's going to get more love anywhere than in Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying, man. Why would you, if you're LeBron at your age, you don't need no more bullshit. People like criticizing you. Just take the love.
Yeah.
I think you want the love. Love over anything else.
If it's love over anything else, then it's a no-brainer. And I believe, obviously, I don't know LeBron personally, but just from talking to Jason, I believe LeBron's already made his decision.
I do too.
And he's just, for whatever reason, they're waiting. But I don't buy that, like, he's still thinking about it. I mean, LeBron is the most calculated, basketball savvy guy maybe in the history of the league. So especially now. I mean, especially now. So
I'm saying, like, this is not about money. Like, no. LeBron's going to take essentially like a minimum type of deal.
Right.
So it's not about that. Well, then what's it about? It's about winning. Okay, well, you're going to win in Cleveland. Yeah. You know that. Like, you're going to go most likely, but at least back to hopefully the conference finals. Yeah. Which you can't guarantee that, I don't think, anywhere else.
I think if he goes to any of the three Eastern Conference teams, I'd be surprised if they didn't make the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right.
With any of them. Whether he has a better chance of winning a title in Cleveland, I would say he has a better chance in Cleveland than Philly. Than Miami. I'd probably give Philly a little bit of an edge over Cleveland, but it's close enough that wouldn't you rather take the love that's going to go with that?
That's
which
the
will
point.
Be
There's one thing that Cleveland can give him that nobody else can.
No, not even close.
And that's the love. So if you can give LeBron the ability to win and the love, and like you get to ride off into the sunset, like it's a no-brainer. That's why I'm not even like back when this happened in 2014, I was like glued to Twitter, glued to the radio. This time I've kind of I'm kind of at peace because I think that it's already a foregone conclusion that he's coming back.
Really? I'm not that confident. I wish I was as confident in the situation.
I'm just waiting for the Woj bomb, or not the Woj bomb, but the Shams bomb.
Shams bomb. Yeah. Although, obviously when it comes to LeBron, it wasn't one of the usuals that broke the news. So Shams hasn't had anything this morning, which is weird. He hasn't posted for 13 hours. That's his last tweet was like last night.
How about that?
All quiet on the Shams front as of this morning, or as of the second. Let me just refresh his page. There we go. Yeah, no, nothing. So I don't know. You're calm. I like that. I'm nervous about it because selfishly, as a fan, yeah, we want him, but also as a media member, like with LeBron, the regular season, everything's interesting. Everything's interesting if LeBron signs here. If he doesn't, there's no plan B. Like, what are they going to do? Sign Jonathan Kuminga? That's not going to get me excited about the regular season.
No.
And obviously, we got to pay attention. But, like, we've been down the road with this current team, and there's no excitement for me. But with LeBron, it just creates a level of interest and excitement that I won't have otherwise. You know, so
it's every single night. I talked to Lima last night about this. Actually, surprisingly, I got him on the phone.
That is,
I don't know how I was able to do that, but we were talking about it last night, and yeah, man, it would be just so much fun to enjoy every single night. There's no way that in Miami they're going to be packing that arena on a Tuesday night against Washington like they will in Cleveland.
Right.
Just not going to happen.
Let's see what some of the fans say right here. Got some comments. CMD Rismith says, is it possible they are making the numbers work behind the scenes before announcing the move? Now, I think, listen, anything's possible.
The numbers should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, that if it were to that point, Shams would know about it. I just think Shams would know about it. He gets all this stuff before it gets to that point. But
I'm
who
sure
knows? But LeBron,
I'm sure Shams already knows. I'm sure that
he knows, he's just embargoing it.
I mean, I think that he gets all his information from Rich Paul, right? Directly.
I would assume.
You know, I'm sure that they've got a little thing like, hey, this is when you can tell.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
I'm not giving you the green light. And basically, you know, Shams has that clout now.
He does. I mean, nobody else really breaks any story. I mean, he breaks almost everything in the NBA. I'm like a mental patient, refreshing his Twitter page every 8 seconds.
I mean, how do you get to that point to be Shams? Like, how do you get to the point where everyone just wants to feed you information? Adam Schefter, same thing. Like, those
funny.
guys get to a level, and then everyone just wants to feed you stuff because you're cool.
It's true. I mean, but in the NFL and baseball, at least there's some variety into who breaks stories. But in the NBA, since Woj retired, it's only Shams. I mean,
there's only so many executives and so many agents in the NBA, less players, obviously. The NFL, I mean, there's so many little agents, there's so many players, there's so many coaches, there's just more transactions.
Yeah. I was talking with Jason about this, and he was telling me about how, like, nobody out hustles Shams. Like, the guy gets FaceTime with all the agents, and he's just worked hard and hustled hard to cultivate these relationships, and that's why he's been able to develop the situation. And then when Woj retired, he took advantage of it and just got the rest. You know, he's done. I mean,
I honestly don't know.
Excellent hustle on his part.
I can't name one person in the NBA that has broken a story this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's
maybe some local people that have some stuff on their teams.
Yeah,
but for the most part, from a national perspective, there's no one breaking stories.
No, not really. I mean, if they are, we don't know about it. I don't know about it. Let's see. Sammy Hill, does he want the annals of history to remember him more fondly? If yes, he needs to come home and finish his career. Plain and simple. His legacy will be tainted even further if he goes elsewhere. Is that us being biased as fans that think that? I don't know. I
mean, you're allowed to have your own opinions, and I honestly feel like two things. Number one, no matter what anybody says about the title that they won during the bubble, I don't count it. I don't. So you don't,
or at least you don't count it the same.
Not the same. Yeah. I mean, I guess it happened. So you have to acknowledge that it happened.
Right.
But I don't look at it like, man, that was a grind of a season, and they went through all these teams and had to go across the country, and man, how they had to go to out to Golden State or out to OK. No, and there were challenges with the bubble, but I'm not counting it the same. Just like I'm going to look at this and have my own feelings about, hey, if LeBron leaves and goes to some other team, another rival, if you will, potentially I'm going to feel like it's going to hurt his legacy.
Jim Eagle asks if LeBron is house hunting in Elyria.
House hunting? He's got a compound here in Akron.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. No.
He'll never sell this house in Akron.
Yeah, no. Why would
and if he does sell it, it'll be pennies on the dollar, because there's so much custom and it's so custom to him and the area. Like, it's just not. He'll never get out what he put into it.
Why would he ever sell it? Why would he need to? He could have a house in every town in America,
right?
If he wanted. All right. Well, we'll obviously, if any breaking news happens, we'll continue to cover the situation. Pause leftovers. Will agree with Fox on the bubble title is a huge asterisk. Can't believe 8 years of him being largely irrelevant doesn't hurt him. I don't buy that he was largely irrelevant in the Lakers. And listen, he still won a title. Does it? If you feel personally it doesn't have the same, I feel the same way as you do, that it doesn't have the same juice. But it's a personal opinion. Obviously, he won that title. They won that title. He won that title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A. Kaluix says, last night might have been the most depressed I've been watching the Guardians baseball outside of season-ending playoff losses. Could have cried out of frustration. The team is miserable to watch. I know you, who are not a huge baseball fan,
I turned it on.
Texting about this last night.
You guys were texting about, because what happened, I think it was the 8th when Cade Smith comes in and gets out of that jam.
Right.
Second, third, no outs.
Yep.
2 punch outs and a short, shallow fly.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they go to the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
And they've got 2 outs.
Yeah.
And they essentially, Rocchio makes a really good play, I thought. And what's his name? Hoskins, the first baseman.
Yeah.
I know it's a tough play, dude, but you got to make a play on that ball.
It was nauseating.
And then Bazzana, like, I feel like he just took his eyes off the ball. I know it took a kind of a funny bounce, but dude, that's a kind of a routine play.
All right, the defense, Bazzana's been a disaster in the field. As good a hitter as he is, right now his defense is a disaster. The fact that, the Guardians, Slade Ciccone couldn't get out of the 4th inning, and so they were in a situation where they used Holderman, Armstrong, who I don't love, Sabrowski, who walked 3 guys, and Gaddis, who gave up 2 hits and 2 1/3. Everybody got pushed forward. So now you're in the tough spot with Gaddis. You go to Cade Smith in the 8th. He does a great job to get out of trouble, but then they take him out because he had thrown 23 pitches. So they take him out.
They bring in Festa.
And
there's literally one person left in the bullpen.
Yeah. And then you think he's going to get out of it because he gives up the single and gets the 2 outs. But then, oh, man. Like you said, Bazzana's got to make that play. If they score it, they tie the game. And then a walk and then another hit by Roden, who I think just got called up yesterday or 2 days ago to the majors. That is absolutely, especially after losing to the Twins the night before. You score 3 runs in the 4th inning, Twins come right back to tie it. You score 2 in the 7th, the Twins come right back to tie it.
Dreadful.
And man, that was just
nauseating.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. I think I said they scored a run to tie it, and then obviously it was already tied. The single just put the runner in scoring position. And just between the bad defense and getting stuck in a situation where, it was a struggle with the bullpen usage because some of the guys are struggling. Obviously, Sabrowski, since coming back from the injured list, hasn't been as good. That was just a disaster what happened with him in that inning. And then Gaddis, not able to get through, and then, he decides to take Smith out, which I get. You don't want to pitch Smith for 40 pitches. But, I think
Festa ends up having a 30-plus pitch inning.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been. They gave him 4 outs. 5 outs, actually.
Yeah. I I don't understand some of the decisions that vote made in this game. And to me, I can't go. I don't know. I don't like going to Festa in the ninth. I know he didn't have a lot of options, but still, I mean, I don't trust Festa at all. And I know he hasn't been terrible, but I just don't trust him in a big spot. And it was disappointing that, Ciccone has pitched pretty well of late. In his last start, he wasn't great. And then, I couldn't get out of the fourth inning here. It was a weird game. Now, Hoskins did hit a home run, and Rocchio did hit a home run, but just sloppy defense all the way around. And you felt like when Smith gets out of that in the eighth inning that they're going to find a way, and it just unfortunately didn't happen. And now they're down to just a game over 500. They're only one game ahead of the Twins, which is just crazy. I mean, kudos to the Twins because I think they stink, and I think eventually they'll completely fall apart. But,
How do you like today's matchup?
By the way,
Gavin Williams on the hill.
Before I get to that real quick, the Tigers quietly are playing very well. I know my man Jay said the Tigers are going to win the division. I still don't buy the Tigers are going to win the division, but I'll give Jay his props. The Tigers have the best run differential in the division. They have the fourth best run differential in the American League, and they're only 5.5 behind the White Sox and 4.5 behind the Guardians. They are not out of it because of what's happened here. Now, in terms of today, it's a 140 game. Gavin has not pitched great lately. Bailey Ober is not having a particularly good season. It's been a real disappointment of Gavin Williams lately. I mean, he got a great finish to last season. He had a great start to this season. And, he's just been very inconsistent since the start of June. Like it's funny, he pitched great in March and April. Then he had two bad starts to start May where he didn't pitch well. And then he was great again for like another 4 starts into early June. But he's been very inconsistent. Like, he hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't gone he hasn't gone more than 5 1/3 for 6 starts. In May, he went at least 6 innings, like almost every start. In fact, from April 18th to May 27th, he made 8 starts where he went at least 6 innings every time. And since June 3rd, he's made 6 starts, and the longest he's gone is 5 1/3. And he's given up 2 earned runs or more in all of them. Which you say, well, 2 earned runs isn't bad, and it's not, but when you're giving up 2 earned runs in 5 innings, that's not great. The walks have been up a little bit. The strikeouts have been down a little bit. So he hasn't been sharp. He pitched last start against the White Sox, gave up 3 runs in 4 2/3. Allowed 7 base runners. So I'm not feeling great about him, but I don't love Bailey Ober either. They really need a big-time start from Gavin Williams. If he's gonna become an ace, he needs to, get the job done today. What do we got? What's the line on this game?
It's right below you. It's minus 141.
Yeah, I mean, I would lean towards the Guardians, even though they're just not playing good baseball. They're a favorite, but obviously not a huge favorite. I kind of like the over because, like I said, Gavin's been consistently giving up like 3-4 runs. The Guardians both bullpens, but the Guardians bullpen especially is taxed. Like, I don't know. I would assume they'll make some transactions today to reinforce the pen. I mean, they've got to call somebody up to have some other options out of that pen because you got a bunch of guys who can't pitch today probably. I kind of like a nice parlay of the Guardians and over today. But I like the over in this game more than anything else. I don't feel confident. Yeah.
Okay.
I know the Guardians lineup hasn't been amazing, but I don't like either pitcher. Jim says, can LeBron swing a bat? Yeah, well.
I doubt it.
Jim says Bazana's overrated. I don't agree with that at all. He's just not a good fielder. I had my man Mike Farron, who works on MLB radio. He's a friend. I would say he knows minor league baseball better than any person I've ever met. especially for non-players. Like he knows the game better than me, and I'm obnoxious about how much I know baseball. This guy he knows college baseball. He's been telling me since the Guardians drafted Travis Bazzana that he thinks he's an outfielder long term, and he might be right. I mean, we've seen. Doesn't mean he can't get better. He's a rookie. You don't want to go overboard, but Bazzana can hit. I mean, offensively, good leader, good attitude, good hitter. He's got a lot of work to do defensively, a lot of work. And we're used to the Guardians being very strong defensively, and they haven't been this year, which is
it's disappointing for sure.
Yeah.
Pitching and defense has always kind of been their MO.
Yeah, it's been their calling card, and it really and the pitching for the most part has been pretty good. But the what do you call it? The defense has just not been there.
No,
it's just not been there. So it's something that's got to be straightened out. All right, thank you everybody for joining us today. Sorry for the late start. That's all my fault, of course. We'll be back next week. We are moving times leading towards the football season. We want it to be on in the afternoon. So starting next week, don't have to worry about sleeping in and missing the show next week. Starting next week, the bullpen, the live editions of the bullpen, which for the summer is Dustin and I on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but there'll be some new additions come football season. But starting next week, we will be on live at 2 p.m., moving from the mornings to the afternoons, to compete with Jonathan and Nick at 2 p.m.
We're going back to our old start time. 2
Old
p.m.
start time, yes, 2 p.m. But unlike those guys, we're not going 5 hours. So check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays live at 2 p.m. and then go join Jonathan and Nick at 2:30. There you go. You still get 4.5 hours of those guys after we're done. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks to the guys, for Drew and Alex, for producing, putting up with me being late. Thanks, everybody. I'll be on UCSS tomorrow, not today. We'll talk to you next time. Where else but right here in the bullpen with Bull and Fox, brought to you by Bet Rivers. See you, everybody.
Peace.